So, let's say you want to get inside the dome of your new 2020 Robby the Robot, sold exclusively by Walmart and made by Goldlock. You want to get in there to maybe do some custom paint work. You want to touch up all the things they didn't paint right, or maybe you want to get in to modify the electronics like I'm going to show you in another video, so that the mouth LEDs are not on all the time and turn off when he speaks. It's just the opposite. They're off all the time and turn on when he speaks. Simple mods like that. Anyway, in order to do all those things, you got to be able to get inside there. And if you want to be able to get inside Robby's dome without doing any damage, and don't need any glue to repair the damage that you might have done, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to pull his two earpieces off. And of course in the movie they referred to these as his beams, but they're blasters, so you could call them blaster beams or ears, whatever you want. Either way, there's a metal rod that's pressed in almost the full length of this part. They're put in really hard and really tight so that young kids can't pull them off and swallow them. But that rod that goes through pins onto a piece that's part of the head, and that holds the ear on. You have to get the ears off before you can lift the dome off. So, let's take a look here. Here you can see I've got these clip things. Well, actually I got another picture I'll show you right before that. Here we go. There's these 3D printed clips, and I have the file up on Thingiverse, and I'll put a link down below, that you can print, and they're very much like clothespins, except they have little fingers that fit exactly in all the ridges on these two parts. Now because these parts are put on so freaking hard, you need to be able to grab that and pinch these with both fingers as tight as you can, and then rock them back and forth as you're pulling out. And then they'll pull off because they're just pressed on to this metal shaft that has splines on the end. So here you can see I've pulled one out. There's the metal shaft, and here's one that's coming out here. Here's kind of what it looks like. That goes way up in there, and this one's almost pulled all the way out. It wouldn't appear to be that long normally. And once you have that off, there is a lower button nub that simply pops into a hole there. So that'll pop out. You can pry that bottom with a little screwdriver, it'll pop right out. The top will come right out because, see, this part's part of the head. That pin went straight through the ear. That's what holds it on. Here's what it would look like if you put the metal rod back in. You can see it passing through the earpiece. Once you get them both off, what's left are these stubs. And the way the dome is made, it's cut out so that it can lift right off then. So once you get the dome off, you can now snap the back vent ring piece off. It'll come straight up. It just snaps on. And here's your screw holes if you want to release the mouth part to get into work on that. Maybe you want to put a colored gel in there so the mouth lights up blue instead of white like they're selling it. And once you release the mouth and the upper lip piece, that's a separate piece. That just comes off. And the clear tube detail parts, they just come right off at that point. If you want to get all the way inside the head, then you'd take the top parts off as well. Basically just showing you removing the screws, sliding the mouth out. There's the LED board in there. Here's the upper piece, the upper lip, slides right out. And at this point there's nothing holding these in. Once you've taken this out, they would slide right out if you wanted to get them out of the way. And that's getting on to the next part of the project, where I'm going to show you how to move two wires so that the mouth stays off except for when Robby's talking or when there's sound effects, and then it lights, which is the way it should be in the movie. But the main reason I wanted to get inside the dome was to put a blue gel in there so the mouth would light blue, and so that I could go in and paint these parts here. This gray plastic, these are the sax valves. I want to make them silver, and the wig-wag up here should be white. The gyros are going to look better white than they are gray plastic. And actually this part they have silver that the sax valves are sitting on, the sax rest, should be mostly white, so you could go in and hit that too. And these whole sax valve parts right there, they'll pop out from the inside, so you can actually take them out to paint them, to detail that up. Which, let's get this guy back over here, see if any of it will show up. I know there's probably a lot of reflections, but I went over and repainted the ear parts with chrome, Did the gyros in white. Did the wigwags in white. You can see I did silver on the sax valves, white on the rests to make it look better. Also, I went in on the mouthpiece and did the in parts in black. You can do that with a Sharpie with a super fine tip, because the plastic actually has those marks embossed into it, so you can just run the pen back and forth, get that in there. And I put the blue gel in there on the light.
For your convenience, I am monitored to respond to the name Robby.
So those are some of the mods that you can do, but you need to get inside the head to do them. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how you can proceed from that point, take the body off and move 2 wires so that yours will light like this. See, normally the light would have been on steady, and as you talked, it would dim out on the words and syllables. This one, the light is off and only comes on with the syllables, which is the way it should be.